haven't touched it in weeks. These shaky fingers have almost forgotten the soft, velvety feeling of its petals. As much as I want to caress it one last time before my strength finally gives out, I can't. I can't be that selfish. I must think of the future, even if there isn't one. Once I reached my hand out just to feel its life, and took a petal off. And from then on I knew I couldn't trust myself with it so exposed. Now I hold up the glass container, staring at the delicate piece of nature, walking through a concrete wasteland. My eyes begin to swell and water as I study its beautiful stem and its hopeful buds. Can you picture that, Maybelle? Me, an old man who's witnessed things not even the most twisted human could have dreamt. A man who's done horrible things all the same, crying over a single flower. I could lie to myself and say it's the swirling debris and dust irritating these old eyes. But who would I be kidding? At least no one can see my tears. There used to be millions of these, so I think I remember, though my memory is fading. If I recall correctly, they were in homes and in parks, in low fields and in high mountains. Sometimes rainbows of colors covering the land, sometimes just a single bloom of special significance, like the one I hold now. I think back to when I first saw the gentle beauty, standing so bravely, so powerfully, in the windowsill of a collapsing building. It reminded me of you, Maybelle. As strange as that may sound. I nearly died saving you from that place, almost fell straight through the crumbling floor. Got a nasty cut from it, but it was worth it. You would have been worried sick if you saw it, May. If I'm crazy for carrying this thing, at least no one's around to tell me I am. I'm laughing to myself because I don't even know what kind of flower this thing is, but I bet you could have told me. You've always had a knack for nature. The world's just so gray now. The sky, the buildings, the streets, all of it. Hell, I'm even covered in ashes head to toe, and no amount of water I find scavenging can get it off my skin. I feel like this gray is seeping into my pores, infecting my blood and my soul. Sometimes I look at my skin and I just want to tear it off, to finally see some color in this gray world. But this flower, of its innocent pink petals and its rich green stem, it keeps me together. It gives me a purpose. I'm no poet. I can't describe it much more than that. Not even gonna try. I'm still puttering around in this empty world because I need to do right by this piece of life. I got this idea in my head that I can find a place somewhere out there past all the rubble where there's blue skies and open fields, and I can plant this flower before I go. No matter how long I walk through this empty gray world, through the ruin of a past life, I won't stop until I get this flower to where it needs to be, where it deserves to be. The nights where I can't fall asleep, when the howling winds prove too unbearable, I turn in my sleeping bag to face the glass container. I can just make out its outline. Then suddenly, it's your outline in the dark, ashy haze. And then I blink a few times, and it's back to normal. I count the petals. 18 now, used to be 20. One lost by my hand, one lost by the hand of time. It seems we're both running out of it. It'd be easier if you were here, Maybelle. I cut the thought off. Back to counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I start. My eyes slowly close. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My body begins to fade. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. If that doesn't work, I start back again. I know what each petal looks like, each a slightly different shade of pink. It's all I remember now. I don't even remember what your voice sounds like, what you look like. It's all starting to fade. My mind is fading. It's time I accept what I've been avoiding for weeks. I I need to sit down and write the note. I've been debating it for quite some time, hoping I would never need it. But I look out into that pale horizon, and I feel the pain every breath I take. And I know I need to sacrifice some time to do this. Finding a pen and scrap of paper is easy. Finding somewhere to sit is easy. What's difficult is actually figuring out what I want to say on this little scrap. It's funny, isn't it? I've been spending all this time alone, doing nothing but thinking and thinking, almost obsessively about this moment and what to say, and now that it's here, I'm at a loss for words. Writer's block, I guess. I start writing and realize it sounds like the ramblings of an old man off his rocker, to toss the scraps away. Trying again. I debate whether I should put my name down, leave a legacy of who I was in writing. But then I look at this piece of life I've been so desperately trying to save, and I cast that thought aside. This hand of mine vibrates, making it difficult to adequately start. I'm terrified to begin, not because I'm afraid of death, but because this feels like surrendering. Surrendering the flower to the harsh, barren world. And I don't want to surrender, my sweet Maybelle. I sigh in silence. And write, this time for good. To whoever finds this note, know I've passed away. If you've been out here for long, you'll be unfortunately all too accustomed to that. This world has been far too harsh and cruel. I only ask you one thing, note reader. One thing I plead you can do for this old forgotten man. I ask you take the flower found above this note, hopefully still sitting alive in its container. I ask you take this flower wherever you may be headed, past the edges of broken civilizations, past the dust and debris. I ask you find land untouched by the ashes, with rich soil and clear skies, and plant this flower. I ask that you watch over this flower, that you may help it grow and bring color back to this world. I envision a future where this flower's offspring cover low fields and high mountains. Finally, I ask you give this flower a name, and that you share this name with others who see it. Please, please give it the name